guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for being here today. So I'm very excited for today's video because I'm going to be trying out for the first time ever the Kylie Cosmetics Sleeping Pretty palette. Very excited. I know I've had this palette for a while now and I haven't even touched it. It's very incredible, I know. It's just been sitting on my vanity for so long now and I was like, you know what, I need to do this video ASAP because I need to dig my hands into it. But anyways, I was debating a while ago in between 3 palettes. I didn't know which one to get. So I asked you guys to help me out and you guys voted for me to get the Sleeping Pretty palette. I believe it was between a Sephora Pro palette, a Lime Crime palette, or this one. And you guys voted for this one right here. So I'm very excited to try this out for the first time ever today. So if you guys are interested, then just keep on watching. But first, don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave for more upcoming videos, and give my video a thumbs up if you do like these videos. That way I can keep on making them for you. Alright guys, let's get on with the video. So let's go ahead and get started by checking out the packaging of the palette first. So this is the packaging right here. You have Kylie in a bathtub with a bunch of balloons and lingerie with a tiara that says secret location. So there you have it. Kylie just decided to spend her birthday in a bathtub, which is pretty gnarly if you ask me. That's very sexy and crazy. I've never seen anything like that. So just a regular cardboard box. In the back it's kind of like a foil thing. I'm not going to blind you guys, but it just has like a bunch of ingredients listed. It's a pressed powder palette. It has all the names back here and it just says it's made in the USA. I believe this is good for 24 months. I don't know if this is cruelty free. It doesn't state so in the box. So if anybody wants to tell me if this is cruelty free, please leave a comment down below and let me know because I would love to know. So let's move on to the palette. So this is the actual palette right here. It's just a regular matte black and it has the name of the palette right here, Sleeping Pretty. Now this is pretty interesting because this lettering is actually made out of glitter. So at first I thought it was very pretty, but I started, you know, touching it, whatever, and I got glitter all over my hands. So just FYI, it's a little messy. If you don't want pink glitter all over your hands, just watch it. Try not to touch, you know, the name because it will rub on your fingers. And I'm sure you guys all know that glitter is a pain in the butt to take off. So FYI. And then in the back you have a section with all the names of these shadows, which is really nice. So let's open up the palette and just check it out. So this is the palette right here. It has really nice colors, a lot of variety, a lot of very pinks and reds and a little pops of color here and there. So that's the palette. It's very cute. I really like it. First view, I think it's a really nice palette. All the shades are very nice. They look very good. So let's just find out to see if they're good in the eyes. So I'm very excited to try out these shades on this palette. So we're going to go ahead and just create a random look and then I'll tell you guys what I think about the palette at the end, if I like it or if I don't like it, and if I recommend it or not. I feel like this is such a really nice palette because it has a lot of mattes, but then it has a lot of shimmers as well, and you can just mix and match and create like the most subtle eye look to the most dramatic, the most dark eye look ever with these shades right here. So I feel like this palette is going to be very nice. I just hope the quality is just as nice as the palette is looking. So yeah, so let's just go ahead and get started by trying out the palette. So like I did in my previous videos, I already applied my foundation, my concealer, I did my brows and everything like that. So I pretty much have concealer and my eyes are pretty much set and ready for some shadows. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a little fluffy brush. I'm going to take this Morphe R37 brush right here and I am just going to go ahead and dip into this one right here. Sorry, that was my phone. So I'm going to go ahead and dip into this one right here. This one, I believe, I don't know. Let me see if I can try to figure out the names because these palettes sometimes they freak me out when they don't have the names on the actual shades. Like, do y'all know what I mean? Like, I don't like when the names of the shades are in the back of the palette. Like, bro, I can't be just flipping back and forth. Like, why can't you just put them in here, you know? I don't know. So let's go ahead and do that shade, and I believe that shade is called Pregame. So it's this one right here. It's just kind of like a very soft brown. It's just perfect for like a transition shade. Really quick, I just want to point out the fallout. So I just, you know, went in and swirled on this shade right here. So there is a little bit of fallout, but like I mentioned in my previous videos, I'm not like a big, you know, sourpuss when it comes to fallout, as long as these shadows blend. So I'm just gonna apply this shade right above my crease area, just so it can act like a transition shade. Alright guys, so far this shade actually blended out very well. It's pretty pigmented and it's very buildable as well. And yeah, it's going on very nice. So far so good. Next I'm going to go ahead and take this shade right here, and I believe that shade is called Close the Tab, and it's just like a really nice kind of brick red color, a little bit mixed with brown. Oh wow, that one's really pigmented. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this one on the outer V of my eye. Wow, that is so pigmented. Let's just hope it blends very nice. So now that I'm done applying the second shade, you guys, I noticed that right here on this eye, the second shade is a little bit harder to blend. It's kind of like way dark in here, and then it has kind of like a little line. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it on camera, but I can definitely see it right here on my mirror. Like, it's really hard to blend, so I'm kind of like having to really dig in there. I mean, it's not that noticeable, but it's there. You know what I mean? So just be aware. So it might be a little bit troublesome when blending these shadows together, but it's not even looking bad. Maybe it's just me that I'm like hallucinating or something. Okay, so I'm gonna take a clean brush, and this is the Morphe M433 brush, and I'm just gonna go ahead and take this corner shadow right here, and I believe that one's called Sangria. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that. So you guys, the shadows are very pigmented, and this one actually has a lot of fallout. I don't know if you guys can tell, but that one has a lot of fallout. So let's just go ahead and see how it turns out, and I'm just gonna apply it right here on the corner, and then just working my way in. Alright guys, so I just finished pretty much applying this shadow right here in the corner, on the corner of my eye, and we are coming into some really hardcore issues, and I'm really upset right now. Really upset. So when I check my mirror right here, the shadows don't look bad, but when I check myself in the mirror up close, I can see a little disaster going on. Like, my shadow is not blending very well. It's looking a little bit patchy. It's looking a little bit weird. It's like not looking seamlessly blended with the other shades, if you know what I mean. Like, there's a little bit of harshness going on that I cannot control anymore, and you can only blend for so long after your eyelids start to hurt, you know? So just be aware. I'm coming into a conclusion that this palette or shades, maybe some shades, I don't know, are very hard to blend. So that's not cool, Kylie, because honestly, this is like a $68 palette or $58 palette. I don't know, somewhere around those ranges of cash money. So that's a pretty expensive palette when the shadows are not blending. That's very disappointing, you know? But anyways, let's move on. Hopefully I find some really nice shades. So I'm just pretty much done right now with the outer part of my eye, because my eye, I've been blending for so long right now that my eye is kind of starting to hurt a little. So let's just go ahead and move on. We're gonna go ahead and try out one of these very nice shimmery shades. You have this one right here, which is a very nice when I actually touch these shades, you guys, they're very, very buttery. They feel very soft, very buttery. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch a little bit of the shades right here. Oh my god, this purple one is so pretty. By the way, I apologize for my nails. My nails look horrendous, but these are the shades. They look very pretty. They're very buttery. So hopefully the shimmery shades are something else, because so far the mattes that I've tried so far, they're a little bit on the iffy side. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my Morphe M167 brush, and I think I'm just gonna go in with this purple one right here, because this purple one is very, very pretty and it's calling my name, even though it's probably not gonna go with this look, but who cares? I'm all about the thug life, and the thug life, it's like you only live once, YOLO. So we're just gonna go in with the purple, and if it doesn't go with the flow, then it doesn't go. So like any of my other videos, I like to try my shimmery shades without any Fix Plus, without any concealer, without anything, just so I can get a feel of the actual shadow in my eyelid. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start applying right here. And alright, I mean it's, I don't even know. I mean, does it need concealer? Does it need something? I don't know. This shadow is not what I expected on my eye. I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this. Honestly, you guys, I thought that the purple was going to be a lot more vibrant, a lot more out there, because I don't know if you guys can see, but this purple is like pretty bright, and it's like, it's not even coming out how it is in the palette in my eye. So I'm a little bit upset about that. So let's just go ahead and try it out in a different way. I'm going to go ahead and try it with my Fix Plus. So let's just spray a little bit of that. And then let's see how it acts with the Fix Plus. Hopefully it's a lot better, because I don't know what is going on with... Oh, whoa. Much better. Hello. Hi. So honestly, this shade does need some help with Fix Plus. As you guys can see, I'm pretty sure you guys can see the difference, how it's a lot more vibrant, a lot more out there with Fix Plus, and this is just in the nude right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just try to fix this eye, so I'm not looking like a crazy woman with one very bright and the other one very like meh. Alright guys, so finally I went ahead and I fixed the purple eyeshadow. So you guys can see that definitely apply Fix Plus with it, or else it's not really going to come out in your eye. So last but not least, I'm going to go in with this shade right here, and I'm going to apply that on the inner corner of my eye, just so I can make this whole look pop a little bit. Okay, so this one is actually popping out a lot more than that purple shade. So I don't know, these shades have kind of like inconsistent formula, I believe. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this shade right here on the lower lash line. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish off this whole eye look, and then I'll be right back to tell you my final thoughts on this palette right here. Alright guys, so I'm back. I finally completed my makeup. I did some lashes, did my lips, and now for the final thoughts on the Sipping Pretty palette by Kylie Cosmetics. So what do I think about it? Honestly, it's not the best palette I have tried. It didn't win me at all whatsoever. I feel like this palette is very, very pricey for the quality. I was just expecting a lot from the palette just because it is pretty expensive. It's $65. I just confirmed on my phone. So that's very expensive. I think it was actually close to $68 or close to $70 with like all the shipping and handling and blah blah blah. So honestly, I don't think it's worth it for me. When I first saw the palette, I was very happy, and I was very excited because the color spectrum on the shades, and this palette is so beautiful. Like, the shades are just so pretty and they're just beautiful. So I was honestly hoping that this palette would be very, very good. And some of the shades, don't get me wrong, are really nice, but I was very disappointed on how they blended. They were giving me a very hard time blending, especially this one right here in the corner. It was just very patchy. Even though this shadow or eye makeup look doesn't look too bad, when you look up close in the mirror, you could definitely see the little patchiness going on. And that purple shade, I honestly thought that it was gonna be very like blinding, very like out there, and it was gonna show up how it is right here in the palette. And when I tried it on, you guys saw that you could barely see it. I had to apply Fix Plus so it can just make it pop, and that's the only way it made it work. So just be aware out there. I'm a little disappointed on this palette, honestly. Out of 5, I think I'm gonna have to give it like a 2.5 to a 3 star, just because I was, you know, looking forward to it. I was expecting a lot more. I was expecting the shadows to be very blendable, very buttery, as well as the consistency. They are a little bit buttery, but they're not blendable, which is a big deal for me. They do have a little bit of fallout, but like I said, if they're blendable, I have no problem whatsoever. This time they were giving me a lot of hard time blending, so that's a problem. That's my final conclusion on the Sleeping Pretty palette. It is what it is. I'm pretty bummed that it's not that great, or it wasn't like very impressive to me as a first impression. So yeah, so this is pretty much what I think about it. It's not like it didn't really impress me that well. So I'm gonna just keep using it as I go. Hopefully it'll change my mind, and hopefully I end up loving this palette, or hopefully I'll work with it enough that I learn to love it. But for now, it's nah. So anyways, guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed these videos. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave, and give my video a thumbs up if you want to see more. I do want to mention really quick that I did pick up the Sultry palette by Anastasia. This is the packaging, so beautiful. So let me know in the comment section if you guys want to see a video on that palette as well, or if you guys just want to see a makeup tutorial. I did get some things also at Sephora, and I haven't even unpackaged anything from there. So let me know if you guys want to see a haul next, or if you guys want to see the Sultry palette. Alright guys, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Stand up. Third.